Welcome to continuation of our computations involving the B4. We are going to continue. Now, what is WV? Our W is 1423 and our V is 1324. Okay, so our computation goes like this. 1 is mapped onto 4 here in the first cycle. 4 is fixed in the second cycle. 4 is also fixed in the third cycle, but 4 is mapped onto 2 in the second cycle. So ultimately 1 is mapped onto 2. So I will have 1, 2. Okay. Why is 2 mapped onto? Now 2 is fixed in the first cycle, but 2 is mapped onto 3 here in the second cycle. You can see 3 is also mapped onto 1 in the third cycle, and 1 is fixed in the fourth cycle. So ultimately 2 is mapped onto 1. So I have a transposition 1 to 2, 2 to 1. Okay. Now I'll open up another one. Let me use 3 now. I said 3 is fixed in the first cycle, but 3 is mapped onto 2 in the second cycle. 2 is fixed here in the third cycle, but 2 is mapped onto 4 in the fourth cycle. So ultimately 3 is mapped onto 4. So I will open up another one. I say 3 mapped onto 4. Now why is 4 mapped onto in the first cycle? 4 is mapped onto 1 here in the first cycle. 1 is fixed in the second cycle. 1 is mapped onto 3 in the third cycle, and 3 is fixed in the fourth cycle. So ultimately 4 is mapped onto 3. So 4 is back to 3. I'll close this. So I have two transposition, product of two transposition, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 1, 2, 3, 4? It's U. So it means WV is also going to give me U. Okay, so my interpretation is that in B4, I have U squared equals V squared equals W squared, and is all equal to identity element. We also have shown in the B4 that VUV is the same as VU and is W. Okay, that is another one we have shown. We also have shown that VW is equal to WV and is equal to U. Okay, we also have shown this. And so on and so forth. Okay, so that means this B4 is actually a special group. One, V4, this implies that our V4, one is that it is cyclic, okay? It is a special commutative, at least it is commutative, okay? Subgroup of A4, okay? And this group is called, which is therefore a normal subgroup. Normal subgroup of A4. Now this group is called this group has a name. It is called the K-4 group. Okay. In order of a mathematician, the Kelvin. Remember the Kelvin table in topology and geometry. So this group is called the K-4 group, and it has these very special properties. So I welcome you to the next presentation.